Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another day at Tech of Tomorrow. Now, if you're like most folks, you spend a lot of time in your living room. I know that I do. And being in your living room, you want to have the absolute best equipment so you can take total control. Now, as many of you tech folk probably know already, Apple has released their brand new Apple TV. Now, previously, we took a look at NVIDIA's Shield, and they're so confident about the Shield that they've sponsored a head-to-head comparison with the brand new Apple TV. Let's check it out. So let's first start off with something very simple, the looks. Now, the Apple TV is a very small little unit, and it's very unobtrusive and will fit pretty much anywhere in your environment in your living room. In fact, when it's on, you can't even see it. The NVIDIA Shield, however, I feel it's more geared towards the PC crowd. It's a little bit bigger, has nice shiny green lights on it, and when it's on, you can definitely tell it's on. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about though is the means of navigation, because it actually tells quite a bit about how the product is made and what it's geared for. Now, the NVIDIA Shield, it obviously comes with a controller, so it's perfectly geared for a gamer. Now, the Apple controller, however, is their new glass controller, and it's very well made and is very easy to operate. In fact, the interface when surfing through all your channels and all that stuff is very, very nice on the Apple TV. But for me, being a gamer, I just gotta say, having something that I can game with as well as control those, that's a plus. Now, as far as performance goes, the Shield packs a monster Tegra X1 processor and a 256-core GPU, whereas the Apple TV features an A8 chip, which is no slouch, but it's definitely not as fast as the X1. Next up, let's talk about streaming resolutions. Now, you guys all know that Netflix and YouTube offer full 4K content now, and you gotta have a device that's gonna keep up with that. Now, the problem with the Apple TV is it only supports 1080p. That's right, you're capped at 1080p via the HDMI 1.4 connection. However though, you can get 60 Hz at 4K using the NVIDIA Shield. So if you want the absolute best and you care about 4K, the choice is obvious. Following that, let's talk about pricing and models. Now, the Apple TV, it currently has two models on the market, a 32GB model, which is $149, or a 64GB model, which is $199. Now, NVIDIA has two different models of their Shield. They have an entry level at 16GB, which is $199, or they have a more one that's geared towards gamers, which is 500GB, and it's $299. That's actually my preferred one because if you're a gamer, you want to have that storage. Plus, if you're a user out there who really wants to have external storage, the NVIDIA Shield offers both micro SD and USB external connections, where the Apple TV offers nothing. Now, one area where I definitely got to give Apple serious props though is in their interface and the way you operate it. Their OS for operating the TV is one of the cleanest and best looking in the market, and it's really hard to beat. On top of that, you also get Siri voice recognition. Now, I know some people out there make fun of Siri, but it actually works quite well. Now, with the NVIDIA Shield, you're getting Android TV, and like an Android phone, you're getting total control over your environment. You also get Chromecast functionality. Now, if any of you guys have ever used this, you know it's the absolute easiest way to stream things from your phone to your TV. And lastly, if you're a fan of Google Voice, guess what? It's here too. In fact, it's your means of voice navigation on the Shield, and it works great. Now, jumping back to the controllers, the biggest thing beyond 4K is the ability to game on the Shield. The Apple TV is a really great device. It's really, in my eyes though, geared more for watching TV. Now, you can play simple iPad-style games on it. Now, that's not necessarily really a bad thing, but with the Shield, you get more of a gaming experience that the PC users really enjoy and want. Now, currently, there are a lot of great-looking Android titles out there, but for the serious gamer, you can stream actual PC games through the Shield, and you do this through GeForce Now, which is kind of like Netflix, but for gaming. So there you have it, the differences between the Apple TV and the NVIDIA Shield. Now, for me personally, if you're just a person who lives in the iOS realm, then you're gonna really love the Apple TV. It has a great interface. Going through it, navigating is really incredible. So if you're somebody who just wants something very simple, easy to use, hey, the Apple TV is definitely a winner. But if you're a gamer, nothing right now compares to the NVIDIA Shield, and that's more where my heart lies. Obviously, being a guy who has a tech background, high resolution and high-end components are my thing. And you guys can clearly see that when it comes to resolutions and it comes to the components inside, the NVIDIA Shield is the clear winner. Like I said, If you just watch TV and you're a guy who's already totaled into the iOS world, maybe the Apple TV is for you. But if you're a person who wants to game and watch those same TV programs, the choice is clear.